Kaboodle. Oh my goodness, I am such a fan. Thank you so much for taking the time to join
You're
me
the
on.
one. You're the one.
I feel so
The one
lucky.
fan. The one
Oh,
fan.
as if, no, as if the one among many. Yeah. I thought you were just saying, like I stood out to you as a special fan. You know what
Well,
I
you
mean?
do. Yeah, yeah. Well, with that flowered outfit, of course you do. Looks
I
lovely.
literally was going to open with, I did take a little bit of extra time putting my look together for you. And then I sat down, I
Oh.
noticed the wrinkles, so I'm failing.
These wrinkles?
No, as if you
Oh, on your outfit. Oh, my face matches that. So it's all good.
listen, you looked incredible on Traitors, you look incredible now, and I love
Mm.
your background. Oh my gosh, hello.
Oh my God, this wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just think of all the amazing things you could create with all that stuff. But let's get to the nitty gritty. I'm so excited to talk to you because facing reality is really about why people go on reality television, what they get from it, and what that's really like from like a participant perspective, because I really don't feel like there's enough data out there. So this is not your first rodeo in the reality TV game. So tell me, just generally, even before Drag Race, how did you feel about the genre of reality television as like a viewer? And then when was like the first germ of an idea where you were like, I could do this?
Well, I actually did not watch a lot of reality TV. I didn't really follow it except for Drag Race, the RuPaul's Drag Race, which started in 2009. I mean, I guess I didn't even think of it as reality TV when I started watching it. I thought of it as like, oh, it's a drag competition, which is great, and because I love drag, and so I started watching it, and I never really watched a lot. Like, I think I watched like way back when Survivor actually first started, and I think I watched the first season, maybe. I
Richard
don't know. I
Hatch.
don't.
Yeah. Richard
Oh, I
Hatch
don't.
era.
I don't even think I watched it all, though. I watched like a couple. I think I've. Oh, I've watched a little bit of um, uh, The Amazing Race.
Another
Um,
great show. Yeah.
yeah. So and actually that was because uh, anyways, going back to um, yeah. So I didn't really come from a place of watching reality TV. So I watched Canada's Drag Race, but then we started watching Traitors Canada because Fierce Delicious was on it. And I had been on Canada's Drag Race. She'd been on season one. I was three or four. I was season four. And so I wanted to, was she season one or two? I keep saying season one, but she might have been two.
Two? I think it was
Uh,
two, actually. Yeah.
I think it was two. Anyway, so I was on four. And I keep saying three. I was on Canada's Drag Race. No, I was on four because I was Traders season three. Uh, we started watching it and we fell in love with the show. And we were rooting for Fierce um, and kept watching it. And then we started watching every other franchise. So the UK version, the American version, the Australian, and then it went away and then it's come back, and the New Zealand one, and absolutely loved all of it. It's our favorite now. And so now you know, I'm a changed queen.
It makes sense that Drag Race stood out because it is like an exemplary show. You know what I mean? And it often too, when that is kind of something that I'm trying to interrupt the narrative of as well, is when you say to people, do you watch reality television? Like people, my mind as well, even after being on reality television, goes to like dating shows of people in their 20s, or like, some of the more kind of like,
TV as
and they're,
well.
pardon? So I was on Big Brother Canada.
See, I'm clueless. When I walked into the thing, I didn't know. I found out about all these, like Omar and Venus on Survivor, Kevin and Ty. Was it just Kevin and Ty that were on Big Brother? Anyways,
And
I had
Coco.
no, and Coco, I had no idea. Like, I had never watched it because the reality TV I only watch was the competition type things. Like, well, I guess it's all competition, but what I mean is like Drag Race is like it's how great you look on this in the costume and what you can do in these challenges, and it's very specific, and it's a combination of your runway and how you did in the maxi challenge, and that's your and then you're judged against everybody else, and that's whether you come up on top or on the bottom, right? Like,
And the level of skill and the level of finesse, like, people think of reality TV performers, and some of us are, pretty skillless when we're going in. That's myself. But
well, yeah, like me too, me too.
as if, no, see, Drag Race is something that shakes it up, and it really switches our idea of who these
I guess,
participants are. And really, they're
yeah,
artists,
yeah. I guess there's two. I mean, for people who are in the know about reality TV, I guess you'd have names for it. But I guess there's two different things, right? Like there's the Great Canadian Baking Show. There's,
Exactly.
those kind of things where you actually have judges. You have set judges that say, "Oh, this is the best, like whatever," and you're judged. Whereas the other is you have to make alliances. You have to have strategies to get people on your side so they don't vote you off. You like that, which is actually starting to come into Canada's Drag Race with the beaver, right? The
Right.
golden beaver,
And these crossover
which
shows.
is such a great thing, the beaver, and it's just on so many levels.
So
It's
on
very
the nose.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So sorry, you were saying.
So what's
Uh,
it like to go from like one of these more artistic driven shows where also too it's like your trade and your life to something like this more strategy based alliance type game? Because I think people would really want to know the difference between the two competitions, like from your perspective.
well, from my perspective, the Traitors happens really fast. It's like they're filming and there's a lot going on, and you're kind of it's like you're all mice and you've been put into this big maze, right? And you're all running around, and you're trying to have opportunities to chat with people, and that's basically it's a very social game, right? It's all about chatting with as many people as you can and trying to get those conversations in and develop those relationships and find out the information from things they say, and where it's like a fabulous cocktail party in the 70s, darling. Like, you get there at 7 o'clock and you're like you're trying to meet as many people as you can. You're like, or what I imagine it's like to be a lobbyist, right?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. And
Conference.
and not a ton of control. You're kind of like going with the flow, riding with the program.
As a faithful, for sure, on
Right.
traders.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you don't have a lot of control. You know, it's your time to chat now. You're in the house or you're in the here's the different areas you can go. Like, this is what you can do, or you can where you can be, right? Because you have to be in certain places. They can't have cameras everywhere all the time, right? Like,
Right. Right.
but I mean, they do a lot. They're amazing. Um, so yeah, so you're like just wandering around, chatting with people, trying to like, and so early in the game, trying to come up with strategies. There's no there's not a lot you can have to pick. Like, like I guess Big Brother. How did you go all the way? Like, or
I did. I won. I lucked out. Yes.
oh my God, I'm like talking to like a friggin' celebrity here, a
As if
winner.
no, it has been. This
Oh,
was a decade ago. So.
it was a decade ago, but you're going to remember this for the rest of your life, right?
Oh,
Like,
absolutely,
it's such
absolutely.
what an incredible experience, really.
And
Um,
everyone I talk to from the different shows too. Now I've chatted with people from The Amazing Race and MasterChef Canada, and the thing that keeps coming back is like this singularly like super unique thing to go through and with other people, and like
it's
having done Drag Race and Traitors, like those are both such iconic shows. And I wonder, like, when you're on the Traitors, is it
mm,
fun or is it all stressful? And like, When you're looking at people, what is your suspicion level? Are you like at moments like I'm sure that person is a traitor, or are you kind of walking around and you're like I have no freaking clue?
Yeah, I'm walking around, I have no clue. I mean, I do have, but at this point, because there's no real receipts, right? Valid receipts, kind of, so to speak, right? Uh, you're just kind of like going by how somebody reacted at the round table when they did the twist, right?
Right.
Because they said that, they said, "Oh, if you were touched, then you're faithful."
And I'm
What?
gonna go immediately red, no matter what.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I totally relaxed after that. I was like, because I thought I was a traitor. I was like scared stiff. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? Oh my, like, well, all within like 10 seconds, your brain goes from, I made a mistake. Be careful what you ask for and look what I've done. And then you go to, oh my God, they're going to know. They're going to know. Do they know? Are they going to know? No, they'll know. They'll know. And then you go to I can do this. I can do this. I can do this, and I'm going to do it well. And then she twisted it, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
you
that
just
was
put me
such
you just put me through psychological torment.
like in a washing machine, like
That's
bouncing.
why I say it's fast, right? Like all of it is like that. Like it's like, oh,
That
it's
was a
like
dirty little trick they played on you guys, and that's the thing too. You think and Drag Race might be like this a little bit, but then they always switch it up.
they did warn us though. She warned us the night before, right? She said, Corinne said, there are going to be twists and turns that you have no idea. And she did tell us that was what's going to happen. But we thought it was just the usual, I guess, kind of, right?
Right,
But
right,
a little bit, we thought, oh, well, what are they going to do? We did think it was a little bit of, well, I mean, quite a bit of foreshadowing, but not so on the nose.
right,
Like, yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, is there anything now, like watching the episodes back, where you're just like, ah, like it's so obvious, or I should have known, or you think and you're looking differently, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing that a completely different way.
Well, there was a few things. I mean, I, well, wow. Well, like I thought Natalie was I thought Natalie was a traitor because of her response at the round table. She was like after the twist. But I mean, like you said, everybody was like that, and obviously she's not. Um, but I mean, she was so meek. I thought she'd be obvious, right? I thought,
That
oh, this should
is,
be the perfect. She really would. She's so sweet and nice, and just um, that would be a perfect person, and not from a previous show or anything. So she, would be a complete random, uh, random kind of choice to be. Um, but obviously she wasn't. The other person was Meredith, and I thought Meredith, oh, she'll take me to the end, right? Like, because I really liked Meredith and really connected with her. And then, of course, I voted for Chala that night, which not good because then
but
I find out that not at the time, but later we find out that Chala and Meredith are married.
they have a secret too. Yes, exactly. So I think sometimes that plays off as there's other I can't bring it up right off the top of my head, but there have been other people in Trader seasons where they're telling like a little lie that seemingly doesn't matter, but that's what the suspicious thing is.
Careful. You gotta be careful with the lies because they could be once you get caught in a lie or you even admit a lie like I forget who it was that lied about something totally random. I don't know whether it was on the UK one. I think it was on the UK one. Somebody just lied about just like why would you lie about what you do for a living? Like that they do things like that, right? I guess to make it interesting, to make themselves interesting. I don't know,
A
but they
hundred
lie about
percent.
stuff. But you got to be careful, and then they admit it. Oh,
Yes,
I wanted. Well, what else are you lying about? That's immediately what
exactly.
people are going to think. That's dangerous territory.
A
And if you're
hundred
going to lie,
percent.
make sure the lie is really close to the truth. Like so close to the truth that it's, like make it really close to the truth because you're going to forget your lie. If you're not a good liar, you're going to forget your lie, right? Like,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so sad we didn't get to see more of your play because you got it on lock, but it was So fun seeing you on there. Thank you so much for doing it. And where can we follow along on Instagram? And will you be watching the rest of the season?
Instagram at Kitten Kaboodle TO. Also Kitten Kaboodle TO on TikTok, the TikTok,
The old tiki-taki.
and yeah, and sorry, what was the other?
Will you be following up and watching the rest of the season play out?
Oh, yes, yeah, of course, I'm gonna watch it all and uh, see if those traitors get their comeuppance. That's my. I'm gonna be rooting for the faithfuls through and through now.
Is there
Damn
any
it.
particular comeuppance you would like to see just to have a little moment before we leave?
Well, no, not really. I think that
In a fun
yeah,
kind
no,
of
I
way.
yeah, oh, in a fun way. Yeah, let's like how dare they murder Kitten? Miscongeniality, murdering
That's what
miscongeniality.
I'm
That's
saying.
that's a low blow, right?
It is.
I was trying to slide under the radar after the first episode. But if I had known, I would have been louder than life for the whole thing. So figuring what the hell. But I guess, yeah, like I think all the traders can. I hope they all get it in the end. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm a faithful true and
And
true.
I have to say, I'm like I chat with Kevin all the time, and like he's an awesome guy. You obviously probably know him well, yeah. But
Yeah, these
yeah,
the people who call themselves the villains often have the softest heart underneath there.
oh
It's
yeah, like Laura was another one like that was so sweet, and she was like the villain of her housewives, the Real Housewives, right?
right,
Of Toronto.
amazing.
Yeah, but yeah, she was so sweet. Yeah, like it's funny how they're like that. So yeah, as a character on the show, and yeah, I hope they get their comeuppance, man.
Yeah, and I'm a faithful through and through, so my heart is with you, and thank you so much for
Oh,
joining me today. It really means a lot.
all right. Thank you.
I was not recording. Oh, yes, I was. Yes,